crow friend, hello. Yes, I wish I could say that was the sun coming up, but unfortunately that is the sun going down. Now I know what you're probably thinking, Lisa, why didn't you come out earlier in the day? Well, unfortunately Fibro has been a bit of a bugger the last few days, so it's taken me a few hours longer than I thought to get myself ready for the pills to kick in, and just to do the general householdy things that I needed to do. But I was determined to come out today and film for the first day of Witchmas. I've got me pink DMs on, my walking stick, my foraging bag and my secateurs. I'm very aware that the ground is very wet, but we're going to go up here because I know for a fact that there are some lovely pine trees in this little wooded area, and I wanted to show you some items that I want to get for future projects for this month. So hopefully I haven't left it too late. But no, I love the fact that the crows are calling. I don't know whether they're warning me not to go and do this or whether they're encouraging me. Either way, look, this is where I'm going. There's some nice sticks here that would be useful for one of the projects. We'll grab some of these. Just up there, look. So then it might be a little bit dark, but I know that this is where I found pine cones before. So I think I need to go this way. And voila! We have pine cones, and there are some on the floor. So then, let's grab a few. So this is a Scots pine, and I do want to take a little bit of the branches just for decoration, but before I do, I always ask the tree if it's okay, and just take a little. Take only what I'm going to use, nothing extra. But as you can see, there's a lot on this tree, so I'm sure it won't mind, but I will ask. Look at that on the horizon. That's the incinerator for Leeds. So arguably all of the non-recyclable rubbish goes there. Look at the amount of stuff that's coming out of it. It's supposed to be green. They've greenwashed the outside of the building with lots of plants and grey water and all of that stuff. But yeah, look at all that coming off. I hope that's just steam. Pretty sure it's not. Luckily, there's quite a few handy park benches for me to sit on the way here and on the way home. That's not smoke, that is just my breath. It's got cold. But it is December, so, you know, I wonder if there's any holly here. No. I think I've left it too late today. Fibro stopped play. So we're calling an audible, and I'm going to head home, get a hot coffee, and I'll show you what I picked up. Needed that. Okay, I'm back. I'm calm. I had a really nice little trek, as you saw, with my foraging bag, which I've got here. And I've got a few other bits in here that you are going to need for some of the DIY makes if you want to make things along with me for Witchmas. So first of all, I guess I'll take out the bits that aren't from my foraging trip. So I was in Lidl, and they've got these little 27, it says, little bells. So they are just little jingly bells. So that's for a future project. I got some Hessian material. This is just, again, I'll put the link to this down below if you want to get some, because it's on Amazon and I think it would make a really nice table runner actually. But I'm gonna use this for a DIY project, probably in tomorrow or the next day's Witchmas video. Lots of little bits come off that though. I don't really saw that. And what else did I get? Oh yeah, I also got some jute string for that same project. I do need to get some paint for that, but I'll show you that. And then I also had lying around some, oh, I've got little bits of Hessian everywhere. I got some Hessian ribbon from, I don't know when ago. It could be last year, could be 4 years ago. It's just been in my craft supplies. And this has just got a little bit of silver glitter with little snowflakes on. Don't know whether you're actually going to be able to see that. Oh yeah, look. So I'm actually going to use that as well. And then from the foraging trip from today, in my little foraging bag, my gathering bag, as it says, I picked up the bits from the Scots pine tree. So I only took this amount. This is all, oops, I think it's more than enough, don't you? But that's all I took, was 2 pieces from 2 different trees. And yes, I did ask permission from the trees before I took them. They're already dropping pine needles, but that's fine for what I want them for. That's not going to be a problem. And then I also picked up quite a decent handful of pine cones. So again, some of these were on the sort of the dead leaves, little bits, on the dead bits of branches, sorry, and some of these were on the ground. So I've got plenty of little pine cones. So because these have come in from nature, they're not something that I've picked up in a packet pre-cleaned. I am going to give them a good old wash, and I'm going to just put them on a baking sheet in the oven for a couple of hours on a really low heat just to dry them out, because the pine sap does get really sticky. So I don't want that for some of the projects I'm working on. Now, if you don't live somewhere where there are pine cones nearby, either get on a bus, go for a walk, go and discover your local area. But if you do live in the city, or if you can't get out and about because you're not mobile, or if you just don't fancy it, you can buy pine cones that have been pre-cleaned and all of that from craft stores, from your local hobby craft in the UK and other shops like that, and even from places like Amazon. Even Amazon do them if you can't get them from anywhere else. And if you're out and about over the next few days and you want to get some of the items that I'm going to be using for the crafting through Witchmas, pick up things like an all-purpose glue. You can also use a fabric glue, but an all-purpose glue will be useful for multiple things that I'm going to be working on. Also, some paint. I'm going for white for one of the projects because, again, it's nice and festive. But anything that you think is festive, or anything that you think will bring in that sort of Yuletide seasonal kind of color scheme, get some of that as well. You can also add things like biodegradable glitters and even things like snow spray and stuff like that. You might also want a small collection of ribbons, buttons, googly eyes, just random odds and sods, little bits of assortment bits. But that is what you're going to need for Witchmas, and I hope that you are going to join me for these crafting videos. I've also got videos coming up about solstice and Yule and some of the history around it, as well as looking at my altar decorations and things like that I'm going to be doing this year. And even I'm working on maybe a special Yuletide tarot spread. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get that done, but I'm working on it. If you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. Hit that like button. It's really useful for YouTube's algorithm. And why not join me for Witchmas? If you want to hit that subscribe button and then ding your bell, YouTube will notify you each and every time one of my videos goes live, which should be every day that I'm not live streaming. So why don't you join me for that? And hopefully I'll see you next time on another Witchmas video. Stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I've got to go and bake these blooming pine cones now. See you later. Bye. So it's been about an hour on 150, which is as low as the oven goes. As you can see, they've dried out nicely. Most of them have opened up a little bit, which is what I wanted. I didn't want to bake them too much because I wanted some of them to still be nice and little. So yeah, perfect.